Things that we're trying to do today with this coverage, conversations with Black America, is to really get a dialogue going. You're seeing Hillary Clinton here at the Lorraine Motel, where 40 years ago today, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And the Lorraine Motel is also where we find CNN contributor Roland Martin. He is speaking with some civil rights leaders. Roland?
Hey, Brianna, thanks a bunch. We got our second panel here today. And returning, of course, is Reverend Andrew Clark. He's a talk show host in Memphis, also a West Memphis police sergeant. And we also joined by Jocelyn Wurzburg, a mediator, also a member of the Memphis School Board, and also Pastor Kenneth Whalum Jr. of the New Olivet Baptist Church, also a Memphis School Board member. And, you know, we could talk all day about Dr. King and the focus on poverty. But the reality is, if you don't have folks getting an education, they will always be mired in poverty. Dropout rate in Memphis, 61%. What in the world is going on, and how do we change it?
We change it by impacting the economy. We change it by giving these children communities where they're thriving, where they see Black business owners, and they can look up to entrepreneurs to be able to move forward and have something in life. The education is not going to be possible if we can't get the economy right, and the economy can't be possible if Black folk, Black preachers in particular, as Dr. King specifically charged the night before he was killed, Black preachers have to take the responsibility of empowering Black-owned businesses.
But look, Ms. Wurzburg, I don't understand that you have folks who say, look, we have difficulties in school, we need more money. But that was a generation of African Americans who had worse schools than this, but they actually finished school. How can we reverse this? Because they'll be mired in poverty as long as we stay the way they are now.
I think we need like a Manhattan plan to deal with education. If it takes one teacher to 5 kids for a 12 to 15-year period to help lift these children, we're losing a whole generation of kids that are just going to face either continued poverty or prison. And I think we need a national commitment to absolutely turn around the education system to do whatever it takes to pull these kids up. It takes preschool. It takes a school should be from 8 to 5. They should be 12 months of the year. We need a commitment to it, and we're not willing to do it.
Reverend Clark, you're a police officer. You also a talk show host. You see it on the back end for the folks who are going to jail. Is it a matter of money? Is it a matter of priorities? What is education for you the most important and the critical issue facing Black folks?
I would say yes. It's a twofold problem. We've got to improve the education, but we've also got to restore the family. The Black family is in dire trouble. Many times the fathers are not there for a variety of reasons. I don't want to get into that. But you've got to restore the family. You've also got to restore the moral imperative. You've got to give the family values. And until you restore the family, we're not going to be able to solve this problem. It's just too monumental.
Now, Pastor Whalum, what is working in your estimation that can be a model in this city and others to reverse this trend?
Again, building on what Dr. King challenged us to do, we have a program here called Bust a Move Monday, where hundreds of people select a Black-owned business the first Monday in every month. It's church-led, it's Black preacher-led. Hundreds of people drop in on a struggling Black-owned business, drop literally thousands of dollars in direct obedience to what Dr. King challenged us to do. The mountaintop speech was not about the mountaintop. The mountaintop speech, if you check it, he spent the lion's share of that speech challenging the Black community to take personal responsibility for ourselves. We've got Black folk in Memphis. We got 2 Black mayors, majority Black legislative bodies, Black folk all over the place running everything, and yet we still don't generate more than 1% of the business income in this city and in this country. Dr. King clearly laid out the agenda. He clearly said we've got to strengthen Black institutions. We can't blame racism for that. We can't blame the government for that. We can't blame white folk for that. That's our fault. We're doing it here, and it is a national model that is so simple. Doesn't cost a dime. All it costs is the collective will to pool our resources, just as Dr. King said the night it was his dying declaration. Man, it wasn't about race at that time. It was about Black folks strengthening themselves.
You know, Brianna and TJ, one of my nieces, she came to me and I was on the computer, and she once told me, she said, Uncle Roro, she said, can I watch television? I shot her a look, and then she said, read a book. She understood the importance in terms of education. And I think to address what all of you talked about, you've got to have parents, uncles, aunts, and church members stand up, man up, and woman up and say enough is enough. We can't just talk about Dr. King's vision. If you're not mandating your kids to get an education, trust me, they're destined to failure. I certainly appreciate all of you for being with us. And we go right back to Atlanta with Brianna and TJ.
A great dialogue you've got going on there. Roland Martin, thank you. And the next hour of the CNN Newsroom starts now.